What is good, YouTube? What's up, PlayStation Nation? Jay Barry here, back again with another video. Here to give you guys greatness once again, which is the PlayStation Nation, which is the PlayStation 4, and now that PlayStation 5. Guys, just want to welcome you guys and appreciate all the support that I've been getting on the channel. And I'm just here to give you another video talking about my first impressions of Destruction Allstars. For those that don't know, Destruction Allstars is a first-party multiplayer game made by Lucid Games, and it just recently came out for the PlayStation 5, and you can play this game through PlayStation Plus. So you have to be a PlayStation Plus member to play the game, because you get it free. You got it free for February with PlayStation Plus, but it's multiplayer, so you need PlayStation Plus anyway. But originally this game was going to be coming out for retail price $70 on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5 exclusive game at launch of the PlayStation 5, but it got delayed, and they kind of turned things around with that and made the game accessible through PlayStation Plus. But in this video, I'm going to be giving my first impressions on how I feel about the game, like the good, the bad, and overall just want to talk about how they can improve upon the game so we can further have some longevity when it comes to this game. Like all multiplayer games, you have to keep on dumping in content. You got to keep on adding things and stuff like that, making sure the game and content is fresh, the game is fresh, for it to last long. But in this video, I'm going to be giving, some of my opinions on what some things they can do to make that happen as well. But, so far, let me get into the actual good stuff that I like about Destruction Allstars. And I'm going to show a little gameplay here as well, as I talk about those things. And yeah, man, so first impressions, just to let you guys know, I played about a couple of hours yesterday. I played like 2 games online early yesterday morning before work, and then when I got out of work, I was live streaming the game, playing, and right after the game, right after the live stream, was playing some more matches, with a couple of people like Persona and Sarge and Link and everybody. So yeah, got a plethora of games played for this game, right? I mean, like I said, this is the first impression, not a review. Even though I might give like a little score at the end of the video, but it's not a review, okay? Doesn't make any sense, but it will make sense, okay? Okay? All right, so the things that I like about Destruction Allstars, first of all, it's a very fun game. I really enjoyed my playtime with the gameplay mechanics, the heroes, not the heroes, the characters, the cars, everything, everything in just one package as far as what they try to, execute with the game, makes it a really fun game. And I did enjoy my playthrough or my time with the game. Like it's really enjoyable, man. Like I can't say anything else but this game is just fun. And I'm going to break down why I think the game is fun and all that stuff, but just overall picking up and play, it's an easy pick 'em up and play game. It's not like a game that you need heavy thought and deep thinking and deep learn. You know what I mean? You can just pick up and play, have some fun, show it how it's done. PlayStation 5, right? And that's always a good thing. And I enjoy that. Not everything has to be like this super competitive, sweat mode and all that stuff. Which most likely the game will probably get to that that mark, but. Just for the time being right now, it is just a, pick up and play, have some fun, especially certain modes, and I'm going to get into that as well. But I am enjoying it myself for the game. I love as well that I love the character diversity within the game. Every character just feels different, man. The different abilities, the breakers that each character have. Like here I'm playing as Lupita, which is like pretty much the main character I like to play as. I like the fact that she can be played like offensively, but defensively she's pretty good as well with her breaker abilities, you know, so you can trap people in like some crazy little fire circles. It's kind of ridiculous, man. Her flame is really, really good. It doesn't feel like OP because it doesn't really last that long. I think it's pretty balanced how long it lasts, but the effect is pretty strong. Like you know that the add up that the burn can do, especially with certain modes, like something like you know, Mayhem or Carnado. She can be really destructive, but overall the characters, you know, are very diverse. No two characters feel the same within the game, and they got 16 characters, so already that's a great start in my opinion. Also the cars, the driving, man, the driving feels really, really good. I like the drifting. Like it's not overcomplicated. That's one thing I like about the game. It feels like I'm playing like a Need for Speed or like a Midnight Club, and I'm just wrecking other cars with it. You know what I mean? Like the driving mechanics feel really good. The cars feel like it's on the floor. You know, the turns. You know, depending on the size of the car, you can feel how the drifting or your turns can be impacted, which is really good. You know, so you have your smaller cars to your mid car to your big, you know, truck kind of cars, and you feel the weight of each of each car, which is really good, man. So already, you know, this is a driving game as well. You know, you do run around with the characters, but this is, you know, primarily a driving game, and I feel like they nailed the driving mechanics for the game. And just adding upon that, the dual sensibilities feel really, really great. You're gonna notice it the first like 2 games you play. You're gonna really, really notice the dual sense, right? But you know, once you get to like game number 3, game number 4, 5, you know, the dual sense features is still there, still working, but you know, now you're just in the game. But I specifically remember playing my first 2 games, and I feel the tension of the triggers when I'm trying to, you know, accelerate my car or reverse, and I felt the pitter patters when you're running around on the arena as a character. You feel that stuff in the controller, and it does feel great. You know, I imagine like if you turn it off, then you're like, hey, what the hell happened with the game? You know, you'll feel it right away. But overall, the DualSense features feel really, really good with the game. Characters' abilities, going back to the character abilities feel pretty balanced. I don't really feel like there's a too OP of a character. Obviously, you know, other characters are going to be better than, you know, not every character is going to be balanced just equally. You're going to have characters that's going to be better than others. You know, one character that I feel that has a really, really good ability is Blue Fang. Just his ability wrecks. Like, he has these saws in front of his car, and when those things are active, like, he can just maul through a lot of people. But you got to use it wisely, especially if you see like a whole bunch of people just clumped up together. Oh man, you're going to have a Blue Fang of a time. But yeah, so far the characters do feel good. It feel pretty balanced. Like I said, there are characters that I just feel like is just better than others, but I don't think no character is just like, oh, this character sucks. You know, everybody's viable within the game. Also, you earn those RC coins. I think it's called Rec coins or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called, but the coins, you earn those pretty fast, man. I got into like about like 5 games, and already I was like at 4,000 points. You know, by the end of me playing yesterday, I'm at 10,000. You know what I mean? Like, I could easily just buy something, you know, for my character that I like, or, you know, just buy something. So I like that fact that, you know, just playing the game, you earn those coins pretty quickly. And it feels right. It feels good. There's some cool customizations as well. So far, it's nothing really as far as like changing your car too much for customization, but you can just like change your color and things like that. So, you know, like other characters, Lupita and everybody, they have like different color schemes that you can buy. The cars have different colors that you can buy. Emotes and victory poses and victory, you know, I guess scenes that you can buy and all that stuff. Pretty generic stuff, but it's the launch of the game. You know, I'm going to get into more of like my improvements and like my bads with that as well. So I'm going to come back to this topic here as far as my goods. But the customization feel cool. I was going through all of the characters and all the color schemes that they have, and some of the color schemes just look really good. And I like them, and I can't wait to just buy them all and have my character looking different. But I will come back to the whole customization, you know, aspect as well in the bad. All right. When it's working, you can get into a match pretty fast. There are matchmaking issues with this game, and I'm going to speak upon that as well. But when this game is working, you do get into games pretty fast. Obviously, you know, it's a new game. A lot of people's just playing it, so you know you're going to get into these matches really fast. I never really picked a mode where it was just taking really super long outside like a little glitch that's going on with the matchmaking. But when that thing is working, like you get into the matches pretty quickly, and I like that a lot. You know, no waiting. You know, over. It's you getting pretty fast. But like I said, we're gonna come back to the matchmaking because it has to be addressed, and hopefully it gets fixed as well. So far, I like the maps. I like the transitions that happen within the map. It makes the gameplay feel very dynamic. Especially with certain modes. There's like a stockpile mode where, you know, you collect like these gears, and then you have to drop them off at like specific locations. There's times when you get to like a specific location, and you know, something has changed within the that location, so it might have like a pitfall. You know what I mean? And you driving back to your location trying to drop off these gears, man. You know, you have 4 other, you know, enemies trying to come at you, you know, and take those gears. Make sure you don't drop those things off. But oh, there's a pitfall right there. It's like, oh my goodness, you got to be careful. And that's when you got to use your, you know, propel your character out of your car and try to, you know, parkour over to the spot and stuff like that, which just builds a lot of dynamic, you know, gameplay with these matches, which is cool. I like the maps. And also you have these little barricades that come up, you know, when you drive by them, so you can set up like little scenarios as far as, you know, setting your enemy up if they're trying to chase you. It's just the maps are really good. I never had an issue with any of the maps so far. I feel like, yo, this is pretty cool. I like the balance that it has. I like the differences that it does have as well. It just feels pretty good. The maps, so far I think there's like about 5 maps. I'm not too sure, but within the 5 maps, you know, it's not the same thing. It's not the same setup, so it's pretty cool. But going back to the whole, you know, dynamicness of, you know, the gameplay, you know, one thing they nailed about this game is it's a lot of chaos, but it's a lot of chaotic fun. You know, I like the fact that all these characters can do all these things. You know, they can wreck all these cars, but there's still organized type of rules that you have to play within the game. You know, while you're trying to wreck mayhem, where you're trying to cause as much mayhem as you want, cause all this damage, you're still playing within the lines of the rules of the game. And to me, I call that just chaotic fun, and I like that aspect of the game. I think Lucid Games, they nailed that aspect of the game. All right, so those are the positives that I like about the game, man. Very strong start, I would say. But we're gonna talk about the cons, the bads that I, you know, within my playthrough I experienced with this game, and we're going back to the matchmaking. The matchmaking, there's a bug that's going on when, you know, when you finish a game and you want to continue within matchmaking, it will have you in this matchmaking loop. And my goodness, you'll be waiting there 20 minutes, not knowing what's going on. Why is it taking so long? You're caught in this loop. Shout out to GamingWithPersona. He did find a fix on how to, you know, break the loop, where you have to go into like solo training, like solo mayhem training or something like that, and that will break the matchmaking glitch that's going on. it's a very weird glitch. And it looks like it's more like an oversight from them, and hopefully they can fix that right away, because it was a nuisance. It was annoying. It was very, very annoying. While we were streaming, we was experiencing it. And yeah, also one thing I need them to do is when it comes to, like, you know, creating a party, you have, like, you know, the 4 party members at the bottom of the screen. They need to make that a lot bigger, make the font more appealing, so you know who's in the party. There's sometimes you see it, but it's sometimes like, oh, are you in a party? And, you know, maybe it's more of a have to play the game just to know where the party is going to be set at. But I just feel like it's too small. The font is too small. You need to spruce that thing up, make it bigger, make it bolder. Here's your party. You know, have a good time. These are the people in your party. Have a good time. You know what I mean? Going back to the customization, I do feel that they can add. Well, we'll save that into the fixes and like future stuff. That's not really like a con for me, but a con for me is that they definitely do need more modes. So far there's only 4 online modes that you can play. When it comes, you have Mayhem, you have Gridfall, you have Stockpile, and Carnado. So 4 modes. 2 of them is solo modes, and the other 2 is like team-based modes. And I just feel like that's a little bit short for even though the game just released. I think you should at least have about like 6 or 7 modes that people can play, and hopefully they can add these modes really, really quickly for the game, because I think that's a little bit short there. Not the modes are fun, but you definitely, with all these diverse characters that you have, you should have a plethora of diverse modes as well, in my personal opinion. Regardless if it's free to play or, you know, you're playing the game through Plus, you should have a specific set of modes, more than the 4, in my personal opinion. Another bad that I didn't really like is that the story content, the challenge series, you have to purchase that through you know, with money. So they have 2 types of currencies in the game. They have the RC you know, coins that you can earn in game, and then they have the currency that you have to buy with your own money. And if you want to play like throughout the challenge series that they have set up right now, one of the characters is free. Then the others, I think you have to like pay for them with your own money, which is kind of weird. You know, you have all these cool characters, you want to learn them. I feel like you should add those. You should make it where you can buy it with the in-game currency that you earn, the RC coins as well. You know, instead of you buying it, you're telling me I got to buy the single player of the game, which at that point you should just had the game come out, you know, $30, $40, keep it moving, you know what I mean? But, you know, a lot of people might give that a pass because it's free to play, but I'm not giving it a pass. I think that's a bad on their end, where you have all these cool characters, but some people's not going to know about them, because not everybody's going to want to spend their money on just a story portion, you know, of the game. I don't know how long the challenge series is. I know you fight against your rival and stuff like that, but I haven't played the first one that you get free to know how long it is. But I was looking through it, and I saw that you have to pay you know, for that, which is not good in my book. Also, one thing I did not like is it's very hard to know what team you're on sometimes. There's many times where I would think that I'm on the diamond team, but I'm on the infinity team, and I there's times I'm like, oh yeah, we're winning, guys, we're winning, and then you said defeated. I'm like, how we got defeated? You know, I thought we was on the blue team. You know, they need to specify that a little bit more as far as what team you're on. I know there's in the top left you have the diamond team and the infinity team up there, but you need something else to really specify what team you're on, because currently when you look at the mini map, you just seen a whole bunch of oranges, you've seen a whole bunch of blues, but that doesn't really specify what team you're actually on. You know what I mean? So I hope they fix that, because I've lost many matches in this game just thinking I was on a specific team, but I wasn't. you know, and I know I know that happened to a lot of people as well. I know it did because I remember I was playing yesterday with Persona and everybody, and we was killing it. We was like, oh man, we about to get this win, and then all of a sudden it said defeated. I was like, what? We was on the orange team this whole time. You know what I mean? They need to work on that, how to specify on which team you are actually on. This is one example right here. This is a perfect example right this match right here. So yeah, also one of my biggest gripe about this game is that there are no private matches. Listen, that the free to play aspect doesn't mean anything to me. That's a game like this, team based mode, team based gameplay and all that stuff. There should be private matches. This would be a great game. You have your own personal tournaments that people can do. Get your team here. This would be a great fun game. That's like, people that we know and through gaming. Just get your 8. I have my 8. We can play it up. Well, you can't do that. You can't do that at all. I do think that they need to up the parties to 8 people as well. I can understand why they have it at 4, especially at launch, but I feel like they need to up that to 8 as well. Because there's times, people just want to play with each other, especially a game like this. Everybody have PlayStation Plus. People just want to play with each other, man. And just limited it to 4, it was kind of disappointing. And no private lobbies or no private matches was very disappointing for me. But those are really the cons that I have for the game. And hopefully, they can work and fix these things, man, because I do feel like they have a great game on their hands, but some of these cons can definitely hinder people from playing the game. There's some people that just want to play with their friends, get a private match in there, keep it moving. There's some people that would like to play more single player content for the game, but they don't want to buy it. They don't want to spend their own money for the certain currency so they can purchase a single player content to fight their rival or learn more about the character. I feel like if you can set up some challenges so you can earn that stuff, that would be cool. I know they did added some daily challenges stuff to the game, so I would be checking that out just to see what you can actually earn with the daily challenges. But I just feel like it was a kind of oversight on their end, setting it up that way. But let's go into the actual fixes and future updates I feel like this game needs. And one thing I feel like the game needs is to make the menu a little bit more lively. So this is a game where the announcer is talking, announcing what's going on in the games. You have your characters that's talking whatever they're saying, they're talking their trash and whatnot. And when you're in the menus, it's just dry. It's just like pick your mode. You have the music that's going, but it's just pick your modes and all that stuff. I feel like they can liven that thing up a little bit by having an announcer maybe announce the mode that you pick, mayhem, stockpile. Things like that, man. Make it a little bit more fun. Where not only are you getting a visual cue, but you're getting an audio cue as well. Also, I feel like, they need to add more customization options for characters and cars. It's cool that we can earn colors and stuff like that, but we need to get a little bit more personal. I feel like, adding certain stickers and stuff like that, to the cars, or, certain emblems to characters and stuff like that would have people stand out a little bit more other than just colors. Because eventually, a lot of the people that do play the game a lot, eventually, you're going to get all the colors and you can pick the same colors that somebody else had. But what's going to set your car and your character apart is maybe the other customization aspect, as far as making an emblem, or I don't know. They know what they can do. We need a little bit more customization. I do like the customizations in the game, but just a little bit more, man. We can add a little bit more stuff. Is that wrong? Let me know in the comment section. Also the typical stuff that I think is going to come over time. More locations, more maps, You know, so far I've seen like New York, I've seen London, I think I've seen Tokyo or something like that. So far you have some, you have about 5 locations I think I've seen. And like I said, the maps are pretty diverse. The maps are pretty dynamic. But over time, you definitely want to have to add more to that. And I think they're gonna hit that. They're gonna hit that. We're also gonna go back to what I said in the beginning with the modes. They definitely need to add more modes. There is no way you can just have 4 modes. Like I said, the modes are fun. I've had plenty of fun with these modes, but there's no way you think this game is going to have longevity if you only have 4 modes. So I don't want them to be stagnant. I don't want them to sit down like, oh, a lot of people's playing the game. No, you got to keep on adding. You got to keep on adding content. We need more modes. Have some creative ideas of some of these modes, because like I said, you have a this is a huge ballpark right here. You decide what we want to play within this ballpark. In this arena. And I'm pretty sure with all the character creation, all the characters they created, and the maps and stuff like that, they can be very creative as far as modes when it come out. Also, one thing I would love to see in future updates for this game is guest characters. So far, I really like the characters in this game. I think the characters, like I said, the characters are unique. They're pretty diverse. They have like cool music. There's a main music in the game, and each character you pick have like a different tone, different beat to the music, which is really cool. The abilities are really cool, but you got to, if you want real longevity for this game, you have to add some guest characters. I'm talking about some PlayStation characters. I'm talking about third-party guest characters. Maybe you want to add like Sonic, his card in the Sonic races and stuff like that. This junk will be popping, man. The sky is the limit with this game, man. You can do so much if you have some guest characters come through. You've seen the success in games like Fortnite and like fighting games like Mortal Kombat and Tekken and all that stuff. The guest characters really works. Fortnite just announced The Mandalorian is coming to their game. Does that make any sense? It probably doesn't, but at the end of the day, it works for them as far as people playing the game. It works for them lucratively as far as people spending money in the game or in the game. It's just a win-win adding these guest characters, man. So hopefully, I would love to see that stuff happen. I have a list of characters that I would love to see as well. I'm not saying that they have to add these characters, but hey, be creative with them adding these guest characters. Listen, Lucid Games, they have a very, very great game on their hands here. Like they have a good game on their hands here. It's a very fun game, very diverse game. The sky's the limit as far as what they can do in the future with this game. And I just want to see this game succeed. A year or 2 from now, I want to come back to this game when we're finding matches to play. But you're not going to get that if you're stagnant. If you stay, just how the game is right now. You got to keep adding stuff like the modes. You got to add the characters. You got to add the customization options. You got to have, these things are vital to having a game have really, really long legs. But so far, overall, from what I've played, like I said, Destruction Allstars is a very fun game. I love the diversity within the game. I feel like they're on the path. They're on a great start, and they're on the path to be a really, really great game that it might captivate other people to come over to PlayStation and play. But we'll definitely see in like a month or 2 and what they will be doing this game. So far, just like I said, today I just saw a tweet where they're adding daily challenges. So already we're seeing updates. That's day 1 for the game. So just keep the content coming. The game is really fun. I just want to see the game grow even more with these things. As far as the cons, hopefully they can fix the matchmaking bug. Get the modes in there. Story content for me is just a personal con, a personal con for me, where I just feel like you need to add more things, more earnable things to make it where people can play the actual story content. Like I said, you have all these cool characters, but you tie them into just one way to play them, and that's, buying these in-game currencies with your own money, which I think is just a weird it's just a weird thing to do, in my personal opinion. And no private matches. Come on, let's get it together. A multiplayer game, no private matches. I am a lobby fan. I am a private match fan. I like those aspects in multiplayer games because sometimes you just want to have some fun with your people that talk a little trash, do tournaments here and there. And to see that the game didn't have private lobbies was very, very disappointing for me. And yeah, that's better visual cues as far as what team you're actually on. I feel like they can fix that, but those are my cons for the game. My pros, long list. So overall, I'm really liking the game. If I was to give this game a score from what I played so far, this is not a review, I'll give this game like around like a 7.5, a 75, 78, around just below a 80. But I'm leaning towards like a 7.5 or 75 for the game. I feel like they're on a good start, but through time, this game can just evolve and grow even more, and that excites me a lot for what they have on their hands right here. From what I've played for the game right now, just